Oh my god. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the perfect Deus Ex Machina build. Today we are on command attempting to craft the perfect Deus Ex Machina build. Deus Ex Machina being one of the new, actually the only new equipment released in the newest DLC. It essentially gives you the ability to block all incoming damage and guarantee all proc items proc on your next attack. So I've got Loader today, who has one of the strongest single attacks in the game to get the craziest proc chains you could ever imagine. And interestingly enough, let's start with a Void Cradle out here. Hopefully we get something good. Okay, well, he fell too, so we're gonna grab hopefully a green out of here. We're looking for greens across the board. Wow, Polyloot off rip is exactly what we're looking for. Polyloot, I think, no, I haven't actually made this yet, is one of the most broken items for a build like this. So we'll actually see if that ends up being true, and our equipment is right here. So Deus Ex Machina, right out of this guy, here we are. You can read the description. Briefly enter a countering stance, parry all damage, and allows all procs to occur. And the cooldown is only 15 seconds if I hit it. So for a couple greens, I might fuel cell it. We might do a little bit of, equipment-based items. Gesture even. We'll see about that. And so for white items, there's a couple items I'm going to get, like a mocha and things that are just generally good. But things like Sticky Bomb, even Bleed, I will be partaking in. Now, what makes Machina so good, I'm going to call it Deus, actually. I think Deus is the best name for it. You can call it Dakina, I guess, in risk of Wranglish. But the thing that makes it really good is, so obviously if I have an ATG and a Charge Perforator, when I hit an enemy after activating it, a Charge Perforator and an ATG both go off. But it's not only that. The ATG will pop off after the first strike, and it will also proc the Charge Perforator on hit. Then the Charge Perforator will proc the ATG on hit. So the entire chain has a 100% chance to go. Meaning it's not just an ATG and a Charge Perforator, it's multiplicatively both at once twice, which is a lot of words, but I'll show you it in practice after I grab a Bleed for fun. Now Bleed's, I'm just kind of grabbing it to have it. It's not good on Loader, and it's not going to be great for this actual build, but it'll demonstrate a couple of things. Now there is another equipment over there which I will grab, which will be a gun, because that means we can add a Charge Perforator into the mix. So I'm going to be full, this is going to be a broken build. At no point is this going to be a challenge run. Oh, if there was a mountain shrine, I could do a second equipment, which is great, but you know this is going to be an ATG. Oh my god, there's a mountain shrine. Wait, this is actually perfect. If we get what I need here, I have a gun, obviously, and then a mountain shrine means a second boss will spawn, which means I could use a second gun. If that all happens, we get 2 yellows, and then we still have 2 more chances to get a 3rd or even 4th yellow from the actual teleporter drop. Oh my god, the run will be crazy. Another green, I'm gonna look here. What are some other proc items that are good? We gotta relax with all these enemies here. I'm gonna try to deal with a little bit. What are some good proc items here? We have ATG, of course, but we also have Ukulele, Polyloot. I'm gonna grab another one for fun. Early game, we can do the easy stuff. Just a lot of Polyloots, which are gonna proc a bunch of times. But we'll look at some other items as we get more rarities. And now here we gotta grab a Cautious Slug. I'll probably grab a medkit too. We don't need a lot of healing, but having a little bit's gonna be helpful. Alright, we have 2 guns. I don't really want to get Newt. I don't even need bands. I'm probably not even gonna use bands with this build, because I don't want it to be about the bands. I want it to be about Deus Ex Machina. So we might just rely entirely on proc items. We might as well do a little more Sticky Bomb. There honestly aren't that many proc items in the white and green tier. I'm kind of surprised. But we'll get, I don't know, another Sticky Bomb, I guess. Now, it does actually look like there's too many equipments on the stage. This is the 4th. There's no chance 3 bosses spawn, but I will grab another gun for fun, I guess. There's kind of no reason not to. And I think we're good to start. We don't need to get Newt again. It doesn't really matter. I have a gun. I know where the other guns are. We'll go do that real quick. Hopefully it's not a horde event, but we'll find out. We are left with Beetle Queen, so that's a pop for sure. And now we gotta go right back up to where we were to get that other gun. Absolutely beautiful, and we will gun the other Beetle Queen in 50 seconds. Now, if I remember correctly, obviously we're gonna... If I remember correctly, Deus also counts for, like, not just percent chance stuff, but even, like, gasoline, will-o-wisp, Gore's Tome. On hit, I'm not 100% sure that's the case, but I might try it. I might grab a gasoline, I might grab a will-o-wisp, I might even grab a Gore's Tome just to test it. Monster Tooth, Runic Lens is something to consider even. I think it's, like, across the board, everything. But first, I will grab one perforator, go right over here, grab the other perforator, and we have charged and mold. Now here, I'm gonna go fuel cell for one of them to allow me to just use it more. And then I think I'm gonna go Noxious Thorn. Is that crazy? We might as well do this because we're gonna want 3 more items moving in. Hopefully we can get a red. There are some reds that are good here. Let's see if I can show it on a golem. Come on. If I can time this just right. Yeah, and now, watch this. And that's stage 1. Every item proc to every other item. And it's a 15-second cooldown now on Deus, but that was like a bunch of molten perforators, a bunch of charged perforators. Let's see if I can do it again, actually. I don't know if I did. I think I did. No, I didn't. You know what might have happened last time? I might have mistimed it. The window for hitting a successful parry is pretty tight, and so we have 20 seconds here. I might actually... we're gonna be fine. I'm gonna keep going. I was gonna wait until that came off cooldown for this to fill up, but I'm gonna have like 10 seconds to need to kind of survive for a little bit, and it's just not the end of the world. With a little bit of damage there. That was half health? Oh, goodness. In 3 seconds, I should be able to... Yeah, that's a successful parry, I think. And now, I go in, and then you're just gone. Look at the... We may crash the game in doing this, I'm realizing. For white items, I'm gonna test out what crit does. Then here, we're going to test out what Luminous Shot does, and then Breaching Fin, we'll get that involved too. And we get Abandoned Aqueduct anyway, so we could just get 2 more greens. We don't need to get bans, actually, so... Maybe we'll just get 2 extra green items from the Lemurians for fun. Now here's the reason Polyloot is going to be gross. Every single hit of the guaranteed Polyloot, in theory, should proc every other proc item that we have, which is gross. We get another chance at a gun. Now at this point, I don't really know if there's any items we really need out of the gun. Those are the big 2, the ones that we got, but I will look to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. I was kind of waiting for a sale star to open this thing because I really would like red items, but I'm gonna do a couple of Polyloots this stage because I really think that's gonna be one of our best items we could possibly find. And the goal of this run, I'll say it here, 1-shot Mithrix. That is my goal. I want to hit Mithrix in 1 shot and have them absolutely decimated once each phase. And an item that I will be avoiding getting for the whole run is going to be Clover. Kind of the whole point of Deus is that you're not going to need a Clover the whole time. And so I'm not going to get one. I'm going to do a Cloverless run. Now, I don't even need Deus for this type of a run. Obviously, the build is crazy, and it's going to continue to be crazy. But Clover would make it unbelievable, and honestly kind of ruin the need for a Deus a little bit. All right, let's do this. I have the gun. Now, again, I don't want to use gun too much. Probably the last stage I use a gun, because I do want to show off Deus during the bosses. Let's see if there's anything here that's super interesting. Not really. Like maybe Shatter Spleen. I don't even know if that would count though. You know, so I don't want to go too big AoE because then we lose some of the vision of what we're doing here. So this would be the last boss that I fight normally. So we'll just do our damage. I mean, it's still an insane low to run against a pitiful little Beetle Queen here. We'll grab this yellow item, and then we'll move on and start to really do our big damage. And here, I know what I'm taking, because I just needed it. Where is it? Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Oh, it was a feather, but I couldn't find it. I always forget where that is. Where's the feather at? There we are, feather, and then I'm going to get a Sail Star soon, too. I only really need it for stage 4 for that chest, but I do want one. Another thing that I can hope for, but it's kind of just to show it off, it actually would kind of make the run less cool to watch, would be Lost Seer's Lenses, because that would then guarantee Lost Seer's Lenses to proc on everything, which would insta-kill, well, everything. You know what I'm gonna do here? Another charge perforator. Let's make the damage crazy. Let's make the run insane. Now, ooh, you know what'll be kind of nasty? Is a pocket ICBM. And I'm gonna try to get one. I wish I could proc it here somehow, but I can't. I would show it on Newt. Oh, there has to be a way to do that. But I can't because I could use something like Hellfire Tincture to injure myself. but then I wouldn't have an equipment slot for Deus. It would almost be impossible, but man, if I could show it on Newt, I would. Here's our green item. I'm gonna go Gore's Tome here just to see if that works. And let me actually, you know what's a fun way to proc Deus? Is you just have to stand in a fire trail of something. And then it works just fine, and my goodness, is that insane. It's a chain of death, and Gore's Tome. Gore's Tome's coming out. And I saw a lot of monster teeth in there too. I mean, I think that's how it works. And if I'm doing it perfectly, it's a 15-second cooldown, so it really shouldn't be that big of an issue. I mean, look at this. Look at the damage that comes through. I'm just gonna gain movement speed here. I don't really know what else to do for white items. There aren't too many like proc things. So I'm just gonna bounce around, loot the stage, get a bunch of speed. And then if we find greens, we find, like, yellows, there's really not. We just need reds. You know what I should be doing then? Let me get an opal for fun. I should be getting regen scrap. And bink! Oh my gosh. Yo, we're absolutely destroying Mithrix. I mean, everything is popping off when we do this. I don't even want to get a crowbar, because I feel like that may ruin the validity of what I'm doing. Get a crowbar, that's a huge damage boost. I don't think we need it to one-shot him. Let's try it out here, right? You can easily block this guy. It's a one-shot times 11. I got my Sail Star, and now for greens, it's all regen scrap from here. Now, Teleporter is activated. We're gonna make sure... Oh, Imp Overlord's actually a good one to do this on, because they do a lot of damage to you. Now, it can be risky to do what I'm about to do. I'm gonna try to just block. Bang. I am enlightened. Now, everything should die in one hit. Yeah. Yeah, I mean everything. Like, every single... You can see every single Beetle Guard. Gore's Tome is popping from everything. Every single thing procs every single thing. Like, it's the most broken combination of things you've ever seen in your life. Now, here is where we can get many reds. This is where the run really starts to come together. You can see our damage, right? That was with a sticky bomb attached, I think, or something was attached to it. You can see our damage isn't the craziest thing. Like that, right? I didn't proc anything. That's it for the Imp Overlord. There's no extra damage there at all. However, if I pop over and I let a little enlightened happen, bink, you're done. The whole place is clear. The damage numbers alone are massive. We can get 2 reds from the chest because now we have, you know, 5,000 gold with our Sail Star. Now, I do just think about what's in here. I gotta think about what the best thing is. Pocket ICBM is one of them. Boomerang is probably the next one, but there are more reds to be gotten. Maybe Brilliant Behemoth comes into play. Brilliant Behemoth, the explosion would probably move whatever I procced to the enemies near it. We are enlightened, and oh, I did damage to something by accident. That was the enlightened. It's crazy. The Gore's Tome play? Massive. And even the Monster Tooth is coming in big. But the amount of ATGs and charged perforators we're throwing on stuff is genuinely nuts. Oh, we got 2 gups here. Let me see if I can get in here. Yup. Oh, we're enlightened. Oh, see, I keep... Whoa! Oh my god, this is the craziest. Look at the ATGs. This is the craziest item in the game. Look at the money, the ATGs. What is over there, the poor soul? Yo, I said we might crash the game. If there's a gup stage next stage, we crash the game for sure. Yo, I truly don't need to be looting. Like, I don't need these items. Especially white. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna leave white items on the ground. We're gonna grab regen scrap. That is now 4 regen scrap. We need 1 more, and we'll grab reds. But what white items are we even gonna do? Now, I'm just gonna look for a red or a green. I'm not gonna take the first green. I'll take the next green, I see. Yeah. Alright. We're gonna grab our last regen scrap. And now we have 5 for Newt, which I have to make sure that I get, but maybe it's right up here. All right, Newt was in the corner. We got Newt. We guaranteed 1 more legendary. We have a Sail Star next stage. I'm gonna hit Teleporter, because what else are we waiting for? You know what I mean? We're just dilly-dallying at this point. I am enlightened. Everything perish. It's a gorgeous thing to look at. Now we shall hit Teleporter. What are we looking at here? Imp Overlord. That is a pretty easy thing to get hit by and time correctly. The fuel cell's coming in big here. Oh, that didn't work. I missed. I thought it was going to work, but I can walk over to Yo, where are you? There we are. The bleed thing's really easy to enlighten with, and you're all done. Whoa! We could genuinely do a crashing the game video with Deus Ex Machina. If you want to see Risk of Rain until I crash the game with Deus, let me know in the comments. Give the video a like. I'll do it. I'll do it next video. I'm kidding. I won't do it next video, but it'll come soon. Let me know. And here's the plan. Next stage, the only green item I'm getting is fuel cell. The only white item I'm getting is none of them. And the only red item I'm getting was a lot. There's a lot of red items that I want. I don't know which one is the best, but let me do a little Deus. Yep, and everything is clear. I mean, just disintegrated. Just look at the amount of ATGs. There were like 8 enemies here. And now anything that spawns is obliterated. It's unreal. Sky Meadow is here. I see a couple of blazing enemies. A little Greater Wisp and a Bronzong. We are cooking. We're at 37 minutes. I'm not expecting a boss necessarily, but I would like one. It's always fun to one-shot a boss on a stage 5. Hold on, I hear a Gup though. I'm gonna give myself a free life, but I hear a Gup and I wanna find him. Let's see if I can. I don't want to risk a death really for no reason, so I gotta be careful about what I try to block. Where is the Gup? Let's block the Gup. Guppage, where you at? Here you are. You want to do that real quick? Yep, and we're good. Now we can wait for what we want to enlighten and obliterate. I want to do it in the air, so we'll absolutely obliterate this guy with the ATGs everywhere, all of the fire everywhere, and now we have Gore's Tome falling. Everything is clear. We have 6,000 gold. We'll open this with a Sail Star, greens, fuel cell, green, fuel cell, green, fuel cell. When we have a Void Cradle, now I don't actually think there's anything super interesting to get out of here other than Void Crit, and I'm not 100% sure I want to do it. Well, actually, I am going to do it because it's not going to work against Mithrix anyway, so we can watch that happen on Phase 2, maybe, or at least Phase 3. Yo, I'm going to keep it real. I forgot to get the red out of Newt. Oh, so that's going to ruin at least, well, I said ruin, but this is sick. I was gonna ruin the Gup lag spike that we have, but it's really cool to watch Gups do that. Let me give myself a red item because I forgot to do that, and we have 5 green scrap, and we would have had it, and we want to see the build. And you know what I chose that wouldn't be too crazy, especially on Mithrix, to give us a punishment for forgetting, is Ceremonial Dagger. It'll be great on this stage as everything will die, and the daggers will be everywhere, but against Mithrix, it's not going to be that important. It'll work for sure, and it'll do good work, but it's not going to be game-breaking. And if there are any really good items that I totally forgot to add to this build, let me know. Let me know in the comments what works best with Deus Ex Machina for those who want to try this on their own. So we are probably good. I didn't loot the whole stage. We just don't need to. We're going to pop into here, hit this. We have our regen scrap for the moon. It's a grandparent, and now we gotta find something to do damage to us that we're going to block. And we have a bunch of chances, pretty much, and there we are. We're enlightened, grandparent, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's just, and look, every single thing is getting one shot. Every single thing that gets hit by that entire proc chain is getting one shot by the crit classes, because the proc chance is 100% on the whole chain. That's disgusting work. I am also fully planning on going to Voidling after Mithrix because I truly think that we can also one-shot Voidling all 3 phases. Hello, friend. You are our first test subject. Shoot me! And you're done. And you're so finished. Yeah. I mean, it didn't even do anything. It wasn't even an interesting one because we have that, like, full Lost Seer's lenses and there were no other enemies to bounce off of, but we've seen the chaos it can do. We just got to go to Soups, get another red, don't know what it is yet, and head up top. We'll grab you, and now we got to decide what the best red is here. It's always a weird one to get, but the best red. Now we're going to try Happiest Mask. I need you to do some damage to me here. Nice, and now, yeah, it's a 100% chance to get a Happy Mask. I mean, that is going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, a Perfected? I didn't even know he was here. Wait, can you go get another Perfected or something? That was cool. Let's see if we can get these guys in the team. One of you guys shoot me. Shoot me. Oh, okay. You shoot me instead. Eep, beep, 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 beep. He hit me, but It was still scary, but now he's in the team, and you're too far away. Okay, let's go upwards. And we have pillar skipped successfully. We have the ability to block everything. We shouldn't have any abilities that do damage on their own, so I need to perfectly block a Mithril swing. We have a bunch of tries to do it. It was a little early. I don't want to tank a hammer like that. I don't mind you swinging at me. I just don't want to really get caught in the hammer blast. We could get a lot of hurting. Yeah, there it is. I got it. Now we should one-shot. Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, phase 2 could be screwed. Oh, phase 2 might be goofed on. Let's see. Yep. Yeah, you're gone. Can the ATGs make it there for the whole thing? No, the ATGs have been stopped. Let me just do this real quick. Bink. Hey, boom. And that is phase 2 finished. I don't know if the ATGs will be gone by the time Mithrix comes back. He might get got by all the... Yep, he did. Okay. Alright. Now, we didn't skip. It's not really going to matter. These items are obviously very good, but he doesn't have the use of... What is happening? He doesn't have the use of Deus, so we can kind of pop through. We got our oh my god, we have our Polyloot back, but now we have a bunch of other stuff back. And now, I'm just going to go in, because I want to do Voidling, and I don't want to accidentally die trying to proc another Deus. Let's go to Voidling. Now, of course, I got to be careful here, because he could hit me, and I have to avoid dying before I'm able to get a hit off. But ladies and gentlemen, this is why Deus Ex Machina is one of the most broken items in the game. Bang! Oh my goodness, I'm gonna turn around. Oh my god, look at the amount of ATGs in the air. The speed at which we just one-shot that Voidling was unreal. And now we get to do it again. Come here. Come on. Bring it to me. Bring it to me. And it's crazy, like, how not close it is. You know what I mean? Like, there's 1,000 extra ATGs in the air by the time we kill him. Look at the amount that are left. The boomerangs, the ATGs. And we kill him on the first 4. I truly believe with this current build, we could one-shot anything in any mod on any difficulty. Truly. Because, whoa, we barely won. That was really close. We were right on the limit. Oh my god, I can't even see. Look at my screen. And now we have Happy Mask Voidling. And I'm honestly surprised that we didn't get him the last couple times. This is interesting. If you have Happy Mask Voidling, you still get hurt when going to the teleporter. That's weird. And now we have the final damage, the final build. 4.8 million damage in 50 minutes. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know how you could have made this build better, and let me know your craziest Deus Ex Machina build strategies, because this equipment, if used correctly, is the best one in the game. If you asked me on this run that I currently have, would I rather have a Deus Ex Machina or a Clover, I'm choosing Deus. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see you next time.